Some folks believe dredging the Apalachicola River will send more fresh water into the bay and help the oysters recover, but that's not how this river system works. And it's not how the Army Corps of Engineers works either. First, let's deal with dredging. It lowers the river bottom and therefore also lowers the water at the surface. That's important because during dry seasons, a lowered river surface can disconnect the river from the floodplain. That's especially so where dredged sediment forms sand dams or plugs at the entrances to the floodplain. The floodplain is a web of wetlands that help feed the river and bay with water, nutrients, and marine life. The waterways of the floodplain are 4 times as long as those of the river's main channel and are essential to the health of the whole system. You can see the extent of the floodplain from this image showing the river during high water. When the river's connection to the floodplain is broken, water routes through the floodplain dry up. The floodplain isn't just grassy bottomland, it's home to wetland trees like tupelo and cypress, whose leaf litter decomposes and releases nutrients into the system. These are the same nutrients that sustain filter feeders like the oysters in Apalachicola Bay. Scientists have shown that water restrictions as a result of Corps activity have killed millions of trees, depriving the entire system of critical nutrients that would have come from those trees. Now, let's address the second fallacy about dredging. Some folks think that if the Corps starts dredging again, the river and bay will automatically see higher freshwater flows. But that's backwards. Dredging lowers the channel bottom and therefore reduces the need to raise river stages with additional water releases to maintain depth. When the Corps dredges, it can hold more water back, and its records reflect that. Nothing in past Corps practices suggests that resuming dredging will solve the water problems caused in the first place by the Corps favoring upstream water uses over the health and well-being of the Apalachicola River and Bay. A better approach for the river and bay is to either convince or force the Corps to release more water, independent of dredging. And that needs to be done in a way that is timed to best maintain the health of the entire system. That's why Apalachicola Riverkeeper and others have sued the Corps to try to force it to release more water. And that has nothing to do with dredging. Millions of dollars have been spent over many years restoring the river and bay. Why allow the Army Corps of Engineers to undermine all that good work for a project that even the Army itself has admitted makes absolutely no economic sense?